StarCraft 1 players love this build because it's like a Reaver drop. And just like a Reaver drop, if you try to defend a Reaver drop in PvT with Marines, and the Marines just get killed by the shot, it's like, well, I didn't kill your SCVs with that shot, but now your Marines are dead, so I can keep...
Army.
Yeah. It's
now
just like...
keep dropping.
It's just like we see Patience blink his Stalkers, and he's like, okay, well, I'll just kill your Stalkers, and that's fine.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy how dominant Stats is today. Patience asked him to go easy on him. I saw him. We always see that in the chat sometimes when a player does seem a little less confident. Stats is not taking it easy on Patience tonight.
No, I always hate when players say that too. I'm like, don't say that. Like, when I read that in the chat, I see your confidence level is pretty low.
Yeah.
And you're also showing that to your opponent. I don't like that.
Yeah. Saying it to yourself, you know. But either way, guys, the fourth map is Laralac Crest here for game number 4. Wolf predicted the 4-0. Is it going to come true tonight? I think it may just. Let's jump into that game right now for game 4 of Stats versus Patience. Here we are on Laralac Crest, and up in the top right, a guy who is up 3-0 already, looking to take this one really quickly. It is Stats from KT Rolster.
His opponent, the victim of Stats and his control in the last 3 games, it is Patience. For Dead Pixels, one of those foreign teams, you know, the mercenary Koreans, as they used to be called. I mean, he's not looking solid in this best of 7. Not to say he's looking bad, but Stats is looking way better by comparison.
Yeah.
Like, he's just shutting him down in every way and also out-controlling him. I mean, he's getting the better... Like, last game, I feel like Stats' control was really good, his multitasking was good, but his build was also just... He got an early scout with that sneaky probe where he baited, and he was like, oh, no Stargate? I'm going to do this build because you can't kill my Warp Prism. There's a ton of dead airspace behind my base, and Patience, like, couldn't deal with it, and it's not even because he's a bad player or he had a bad, you know, he had bad control. It's like, well, how do you deal with a Disruptor plus Warp Prism on that map with Stalkers? You really kind of can't. It's just not very doable.
I don't want to take anything away from Patience, you know. I think Stats is just playing out of his mind now, and that's really what I want to focus on, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Stats is just making all the right choices. Now, we do see an early scout for Stats here come in. The same for Patience, though they're scouting each other at the same time. 2 Adepts for Stats, 2 Stalkers for Patience, so we're seeing that variation here again in the early game.
Yeah. This is another big map, so these Adepts going to be nice and fast. You can shade them in and get that scouting information. It's going to be harder to scout with the Mothership Core, which Stats has been getting a lot of nice scouts with. So I like the idea that he is going for the Adepts this time just to make sure he gets it out. And he's going to follow it up with the Twilight Council here.
I think he's setting up for a tight wall at the top of his ramp as well with that pylon so that he can stop Patience from scouting. And Patience isn't going to be walking across the Stalker, so he's going to find that out early anyways and know that he's safe. He's also not sending his Mothership across the map because he doesn't need to right now. Oh, Patience, a bit of a mistake here, not even being on the watchtower. Going to lose that probe for sure. Oh, I guess not. A bit
Caster Curse.
Too long on the move command there.
Yeah. All these Adepts are out here in the Stalkers looking to angle and defend them, and they do that, so...
He's going to lose both if he commits all the way. Okay, there's the shade, so he should get 1.
Yeah. And,
like, get damage to shields, and otherwise he's just going to turn around. But this is what Stats wants. He wants to get that scout off. Patience is going for a proxy build, meanwhile. And a Robo on the way, whereas Blink for Stats, I thought we might be going for DTs, but looks like it's just early Blink instead, so a much more aggressive variation.
Stats getting, or rather Patience getting really aggressive here. Going to rely on the Mothership Core to defeat this Adept. And all the while, he is going to be pushing across the map here. I mean, he's got this robotics facility out. It's not yet done yet.
Yeah, but with that forward pylon, even though warp-ins are slow across the map without a gateway,
you still warp in.
They still eventually get there, and he's going to be. They're going to be faster than walking Stalkers across the map, as Stats was actually doing in basically game 1 and game 2. cancel there on that pylon. He's going to have to replace this, which means he's not going to have an overcharge for a while. Warp gate research is done. He's warping in Stalkers right now. And this actually might have to be a cancel for Stats if he's not careful here. That blink, pretty expensive. It's actually driving down the star count. That warping on top of the ramp's not close enough to the Nexus, too. It's taking forever.
Yeah, look at that. He's forced to overcharge at the top of the ramp, but I like Stats' positioning. You know, he's hanging on. Has to be very careful with how he engages here. He's got another overcharge, but the pylon, as you said, had to be repositioned here towards the right side of this Nexus. So Patience doing a nice job chipping away at this Nexus and forcing Stats to get out of position here.
Oh, some really good control from Patience, though. The best we've seen from him in this series so far.
Yeah.
And it's really starting to actually wear away at Stats. Stats is about to have Blink, but he's going to have to use it defensively here, as his Stalker count just is nowhere near where Patience is at right now. And good overcharges defensively, carefully edging the pylons forward so he can try to control that high ground. If he can actually take that, this push ends. Here comes even Probes with this push.
Yeah, some Probes getting into the mix. Really nice blink. Micro out of Stats. Look at that. Patience trying to focus him down, and another overcharge comes down. GG!
Oh my god! Whoa!
Well,
Patience
guys,
really screwed that up, man. He was like, no, I got this now. Blink is out. And then he just gave up in the middle of that fight.
No, man. I mean, Stats like really played that well in that fight, too.
Yeah.
That was pretty unbelievable, Micro. Just like the way, even after blinking, he saw that Patience was trying to focus down some weak Stalkers with some of his own, and he just moves those back. And Patience just, you know, gets out of position. Stats edging forward the pylons to get one overcharge after another to defend. Patience back at home, no Nexus, no follow-up really. I mean, he had Immortals, but he messed up the fight so dearly that
he could.
Stats was just too far ahead.
After he lost all the Stalkers, there was no comeback, so the GG makes sense. But man, he looked really tilted in that last moment, and what a frustrating way to go out in this series and in this tournament. 0-4 versus Stats, the guy who beat you 3-1 last time. We're going to have an interview with the man himself.
본인의 기록을
Stats
깨면서
looking pretty
패자로 4강에서
unbelievable. Let's see what he
승리한
has to
김기현 선수
say.
만나보겠습니다. 축하드립니다.
네, 감사합니다.
Congratulations.
올킬이에요.
It's
이럴 줄
an
아셨어요?
all kill in a way.
솔직히
Did you expect
이럴 줄
yourself to
몰랐고
play like
그냥
this?
그냥
No, I
오늘
didn't expect to win
와서
4-0.
긴장하지 말고 편하게 즐기면서 하자라는 마인드로 임했는데
Came to the studio talking to himself to not get nervous, just play a comfortable
긴장하지
game,
않고
play
재밌게
your
하는
game, you
이런
know,
마음으로
and have fun while you play.
임하면서 이렇게 결과도 4대0이라는 좋은 스코어 나올 수 있게
Just
돼서
try to have fun in
너무
the booth,
기뻐요.
and I think that's what got
즐겁게
him the
편하게
victory
즐기면서
tonight.
하자 이런 마인드로 게임을 하셨다고 했는데 경기 내용은 좀 그것과는 다릅니다. 1세트에서는 폭풍으로, 2세트에서는 예언자로, 3세트에서는 분열기로 일꾼.
First set was Storms.
일꾼의 한이 서린 듯한
Second set was
플레이였어요.
the Oracle.
이분은
The third
이렇게
set was the
집중적으로 공략한
Disruptors.
이유가 있어요?
The fourth set was the Blink.
조금 상황이 상황이 이렇게 일꾼을 좀 노리게 이렇게 나왔던 것 같아요. 제가 좀 준비를 했었던 것도
The
어느
situation
정도
in all the
부분 좀
games
차지했긴
just
했지만은
made me try to go for the
그래도
workers.
조지현 선수가 이렇게 준비했던 빌드하고 좀 이렇게 맞물리면서 이렇게 됐었던 부분도 있었기 때문에 네,
I think I got the build
그렇게
advantage.
일꾼에 집착하는 모습을 보였던 것 같아요.
And he feels
사전
like Patience
인터뷰에서
got a little bit
조지현
unlucky in most of those
선수보다 김기현
games.
선수가 좀 우위를 점하고 있다고 생각하는 게 멀티태스킹 능력이라고 하셨어요.
네.
그런 말에 상응하는 경기력을
Said that you were better at
보여주셨는데
multitasking in the interview,
추적자
and
싸움은
you showed that
정말
in your
인상
matches tonight.
깊었어요. 추적자 컨트롤 지금 난리 났거든요.
Your Stalker Micro was
좀 뿌듯하지 않으세요?
exceptional. I definitely
저도
agree with that.
오늘
Oh, absolutely.
막상 경기
Some of the best I've
해보고
seen.
나서 경기
So they
중에
asked him if he's satisfied.
나 왜 이렇게 컨트롤을 잘하지라는 생각이 들 정도로 정말
네.
너무
When
잘
he was
돼가지고
playing the games, he himself was also thinking to himself, wow, why is my micro so good tonight?
오늘은
Surprised himself.
평소보다 한 120%, 130% 이 정도의 경기력을
I played
보여드린 것 같아요.
120% tonight.
일단 그
Better than usual.
커리어 하이를 달성하신 데 있어서 축하드리고요.
네, 감사합니다.
해설로서 많은 포장을 하지 못한 거에 대해서 죄책감도 느끼고 근데
So this is
동점을
the highest you've
쌓는
ever been in
경기가
an individual
나오다
league.
네.
보니까 너무
I missed the
잘해서
question.
고잉
축하를 하지만
해설이
되게 얄밉네요.
고잉 해설이 너무하는 거 아니냐고 하셨어요.
저도 진짜 경기 끝나고 나서 뭐 김대호 따봉 이럴 수 있지만 경기력이 오늘 되게 인정선을 볼 거 없다 약간 이런 마인드였어요.
Kanata was
오늘 오기 전에 어떤 각오의 경기장이었습니까?
so surprised and he actually feels jealous of Stats'
긴장하지
performance.
말고 편하게 임하고 그리고 즐기면서 하자는 마인드로 왔고요.
네.
네. 막상
So as I told you
경기에서
before, I just want to play like
그런
passionately inside the booth and have fun.
제가
I think
뭘
that
노려야 승리를 가져갈 수 있고
just help me play better tonight.
상대가 그 짜증나는 이런 플레이들을 더 할 수 있었던 것 같아요.
네. 이제 우승 아니 결승을 가기 위해서
So I basically made my opponent get pissed. Like I really annoyed him, so that made it easier for me to win.
4강을 뚫었지만 결승은 아니거든요.
네.
3강이에요, 3강.
네.
탑3예요.
네.
그 4에서 하나를
there's
줄이기가
three
정말
players
이렇게
left.
힘듭니다.
네. 누가
In the top
떨어졌으면 좋겠나요?
4.
셋 중에.
Who do you want to face in the next round?
당연히 아니겠지만.
박명호 선수와 강민수 선수 경기 남아
It's
있거든요.
either Solar or
아무래도
Dark.
박영우 선수가 이번에 그냥 올라가시고 민수를 제가 이기고
Dark is
올라가서
gonna go to the
박영우
grand
선수한테
finals.
마지막에
And he wants to play
복수를 하는
against
이런
Solar.
그림이 나왔으면은
And then
좋을 것
visit
같아요.
Dark in the
그렇군요.
grand finals and get his revenge.
팬분들께서
That would also be KT versus
결승이 나올 것에
SKT.
대해서
Yeah.
좀 굉장히
우려하고
I think that's
있어요.
the best story, to be honest. We'll see if Solar can
스타리그의
make the
희망처럼
upset.
떠오르고 있어요.
자신
A
있으시죠?
lot of fans don't want to see a ZVZ finals. So a lot of fans are cheering for Stats right now.
굉장히 좀 제 어깨가 굉장히 좀 무거운데 그래도
He feels like there's a lot of pressure on his
팬분들
shoulders, like he's carrying the weight of the world, the weight of the Protoss fans and other fans on his shoulders. So he's got to prepare very hard to win this match against Zerg.
하고 싶어요.
Yeah, at least for him, he only has to practice
본인의
one matchup
한계를
now.
뛰어넘는
So
경기력을 보여주고 있는 김대엽 선수
It's
앞으로도
also a
멋진
matchup
경기
that
기대하겠고요.
Protosses
다시
are
한번
having a lot of
축하드립니다.
trouble in
김대엽
these
선수에게 큰
days
박수
in Korea.
부탁드립니다.
So that's the end there for the interview.
네, 스타리그 2010년
Congratulating Stats once again for that victory. And he definitely does deserve it, but he's got a couple of very hard matchups ahead of him, Wolf.
yeah, he does. Speaking of which, well, it looks like we're going to take a look at our results first. A 4-0 here for Stats, moving into the loser final. Dusk Towers Arena, Ruins of Saris, Laralac, crushing every game, never looking vulnerable for a second in any of those matches.
Yeah, made it look really easy. It was actually inspiring the way he controlled those Stalkers specifically. Loved the Disruptor drops too. Played it quite nicely. So we are going to have Solar versus Dark. That's going to be next week on Thursday, as always. It's going to be the 24th of March at 6 p.m. KST. Another best of 7 between those two guys to decide who moves to the grand finals and who has to face Stats.
That's right. So ZVZ coming up next week. Don't forget, we have Group A of the GSL, and it came up really fast. So I don't remember who's in that group, even though I saw the group selection results yesterday. But I'm like, I can't remember who's in that one. I know Heroes in the group.
Tasia, Trap, Hero, and a Zerg? I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I mean it's on Liquid P, it's on Team Liquid.
Yeah.
And if you read Korean really fast, you probably saw it already anyways. But yeah, so don't miss those matches as well. Codes, an awesome tournament. It's the this is the sister tournament to the GSL, you know, and both Star Leagues happening simultaneously. So it's a lot of StarCraft going on in Korea. We basically have StarCraft on 5 days a week. Pro League Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday GSL, Thursday Star League, Friday GSL. Wow.
That's
Monday
that's
through
the way
Friday.
it goes here in Korea. So lots of StarCraft fun. How was the cast tonight, Wolf? You feel good?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely not one of my better casts, but it was a really fun series. And Stats looking like a god.
Yeah.
Looking forward to his PVZs next week, or
Well, that's
next
gonna be,
time.
Yeah, that's going to be it for us, guys. We'll see you next time for more StarCraft.
It came to me in a dream. Now all that's left is our empathy. But this is just a life I order. One step back and 2 steps forward. Sometimes I can't help but say.
제 첫 결승 티켓을 위한 약간 희생자이기 때문에 불쌍해요. 그냥 지금 볼 때는.
저한테 1승을 줄 결승 직행 티켓을 줄 사람이잖아요.
옛날에도 이렇게 한번 입을 거하게 한번 터시다가 저 멀리 한번 가신 적 있거든요. 이번에 똑같을 것 같아요.
제 라이벌은 그냥 없는 것 같아요. 제가 그냥 단독 질주하고 있다 생각하고 민수는 그 아래인 것 같아요.
왜 콩라인인지 스스로 알게 해드릴게요. 제가.
너도 내 손바닥에서 놀다가 헤어지러 가서 다시 어떻게 올라오든가 아니면 거기서 떨어지든가 열심히 해봐라. 그래서